What if the person you are becoming is already waiting for you? So let me tell you how that one question changed everything. It's not a question I would have asked myself back then because the woman I used to be was too busy surviving. Because there was a time not too long ago when I was running on autopilot. I said yes when I meant no. I overgave, I overdelivered, and I was addicted to being needed because I had forgotten how to need myself, and my nervous system was in constant alert mode, always hustling, always providing, and always trying to be one step ahead of the pain I hadn't yet faced. And on the outside, it looked like I had all together, but on the inside, I was so exhausted, disconnected, and stuck in a life that no longer felt like mine. So here's the question that changed everything. What if I'm not broken, just shadowed by everything I had been through? And that's what today's episode is about. How I became the woman I am today, not by fixing myself, but by remembering who I truly was. Through trial, resistance, pain, and really 1,000 tiny rebirths. Because transformation isn't one big leap, it's a series of quiet, radical choices. And one of the most powerful turning points came during a deep conversation with a spiritual expert, where I shared how I was always overthinking decisions, how I struggled to stay in my body, and how I sometimes still doubted my own authority. And then she looked at me and said something so simple, and yet it shocked me. She said, "Alex, try to stand up. You can't just try. Either you do it or you don't." And that moment became really a metaphor for everything I had to unlearn. Because it was never about becoming her, it was about being her before I felt ready. And this meant rewiring my identity from the inside out, letting go of all the stories I inherited, questioning the patterns I used to call normal, and creating a new reality from my highest self and not from my old wounds. And the truth is, for years I was operating from a place of emotional survival. And according to Dr. Joe Dispenza, 95% of who we are by the age of 35 is a memorized set of behaviors, emotional reactions, and beliefs. In other words, we become predictable unless we consciously choose a new way of being. And that's exactly what I began doing. I stopped overthinking and started feeling. I wrote letters to my future self and got really clear on what I wanted my life to look like. And I created a home that supported my clarity, because your environment, and this is so important, shapes your energy. Research in environmental psychology confirms that cluttered and chaotic spaces increase cortisol and decrease your decision-making capacity. And this is why this point is also so important. And I learned to rest without guilt. This was so difficult in the beginning, but it became one of the most beautiful feelings ever when you say yes to yourself and no to the outside world. I also became aware to move my body with intention and to sit in silence until the answers found me. And this was also a game changer, to really feel myself and also connect with my inner self. Because here's the secret: your future self is not someone you meet later. It's already within you. It's not a stranger. She's your trusted self without the fear and without the noise. And here's something I want you to know with really all my heart. You already carry everything you need inside you. You don't need anyone else to give it to you. You are already a beautiful shining star, but you have to meet her halfway. And let me be clear, I'm still on my journey, and there are days when my old self whispers, play small and stay safe, but today I have the tools, I have the rituals, and most importantly, I know the truth. So if you are listening to this right now, wondering if you are capable of becoming her, of embodying the version of you who leads, who shines, who loves, and who chooses herself again and again, let this be your reminder. You are not starting from scratch. You are returning to who you really are, and you are becoming her the moment you choose yourself, the moment you are changing because you decide who you prefer to be. And no, you don't need to hustle your way there. You just need to choose it. So ask yourself, what's one thing my future self would do that I have been avoiding? Start there, and that's how you collapse the gaps between who you were and who you are here to be. And never forget, you are already remarkable. So let's grow together. Remarkableize us and hit the subscribe button so you will never miss another episode about mental transformation and life's remarkable opportunities. All the best, your Alex.